Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Scott here, and today I'm going to be talking about the Pistons trading for Avery Bradley in return for the Celtics getting Marcus Morris. Now, what I think about this deal, I think it's great for the Pistons. Obviously, getting an improved shooting guard. They don't have to re-sign KCP, but also Marcus Morris, he pretty much peaked like in his last couple of years. You're not going to get much more from him. Like, Avery Bradley is a great upgrade over KCP because they're both similar players, but you just get a lot more out of Avery Bradley. He's much better at scoring and shooting, and he's a defensive bulldog, and that's what you want. Like, it'll help a lot having him at the 2 with Reggie at point, because that also hides Reggie's defensive liability. And like I said, the Pistons don't have to re-sign KCP to a max contract when they get Avery Bradley, who's in the last year of his contract, but even if he requests a max for next year, he'll be like around the same amount as KCP would get, and he's the better player. So it just makes perfect sense in my opinion. What this means for the Celtics, they lose a really good perimeter defender. They'll probably have to move Marcus Smart into a bigger role in the team. He might have to play shooting guard, who knows. This was all a move just to get Gordon Hayward because they didn't have the cap room anyway. So they had to offload Crowder or Smart or Avery Bradley, and they chose Bradley, which I think was the wrong move. I thought Marcus Smart was the obvious choice here because at least you get to keep your core from the last few years, what you've been like building up. Like, Avery Bradley was probably one of the best draft picks by the Celtics in the last probably like 7 or 8 years. So I just think that was the wrong move. So here's what it looks like for the Pistons. I mean, they get a proven shooting guard in Avery Bradley. They don't have to worry about giving anyone too much money. They just get a solid player. And offloading Marcus Morris opens up the spot for Stanley Johnson to maybe start. I feel like they won't start off with this, but this is just what I think they should do, because Stanley Johnson does have a lot of potential. Even though he declined last season, I feel like if you just put him in that starting role, he will develop and he will become a solid NBA player. There's no doubt about it. Also, Luke Kennard looks really good in Summer League right now, so I feel like he'll start off with a lot of minutes. And the Pistons do need shooting. That's pretty much why they drafted him. And this guy, I don't know much about him, Langston Galloway. He seems like a decent player, probably not too many minutes, but since he can shoot pretty well, I think he had like 38% from last season. It won't show his stats, but yeah, he's a decent shooter previously in his career, so I mean, he should be a decent role player for them. I really hope Ellenson gets some more minutes, along with, Boban has to get more minutes. He was the player that was supposed to replace Baines from last season, because we all knew Baines wasn't going to re-sign. And Ellenson just looks like a reincarnation of Dirk Nowitzki. Like, he just looked so good in Summer League. But where do I think this team will land? I feel like they will be about 500 next season, and that will get them into the playoffs. The East is so bad this next year. Probably get like the 7th seed, and hopefully that avoids the Cavs so they don't end up getting swept by them. And who knows, maybe they'll end up playing the Celtics in the first round. And like I said in my Celtics video from a couple days ago, I still think they need more bigs. I feel like they're going to sign Zizic. He's playing for them in Summer League right now. That's not really good enough in my opinion. I feel like they're going to sign someone better in free agency just to fill the minutes when Al Horford goes to the bench. Now, a lot of Celtics fans think this trade is bad, and I agree it is bad, but getting Marcus Morris in, who is pretty much like a 3 or 4, he'll probably only play the 4 for the Celtics, but he's a great stretch 4. He can play both ways. Yeah, I just think this is a smart move for them. Like, they don't decline too much in quality with Bradley leaving. Obviously Bradley was their best perimeter defender, but they probably wanted to have Gordon Hayward playing the 2 anyway, because Crowder, I think, should start. And yeah, with Marcus Morris here, he'll probably play the 4. They did need to open up more perimeter spacing. Like, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, these guys all need time to play. And having probably like 7 perimeter players didn't make any sense for the Celtics. So that's why I think maybe Marcus Smart had to be the one to move on. They chose Avery Bradley, so that's them. But I think this team, they'll probably end up with like 50 wins. Last season they had like 55 wins or something. I still think they might be like a second place team, and they probably have improved, but I don't think that gets them many more wins. I mean, obviously they'll do a lot better with a lot of the Eastern teams declining, but a lot of the better Eastern teams actually improved. So let's just sim the first season right now, and we'll see how the Pistons and the Celtics do. So for the final standings, the Pistons ended with a 45-37 record, and then the Celtics actually got a 500 record. So this actually made the Pistons better than the Celtics somehow. Let's check out the stats right here. So Bradley got pretty much his normal stats, about 15 a game, 6 rebounds. And the Celtics pretty much had the same season as in my last sim with Gordon Hayward. They were pretty much about 500. But let's sim the rest of the playoffs here, and we'll see how far these two teams go. So the Pistons got eliminated, and the Celtics got eliminated. I mean, that's pretty realistic, probably. Maybe the Celtics will get to the conference finals, who knows. Warriors obviously win the championship. But I think that'll be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I know this video probably was a little bit longer than usual, but I really wanted to talk about this trade, and I'm actually really happy about it, being a Pistons fan, and I hope you enjoyed.